can I pay my tuition fees from the money that I work as an international student? Well, ask no further because I have all the answers for you guys today. All right, let me jump right into the video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nayoka. If you're new, please remember to hit that subscription button and turn on your notification bell so that you guys can get notification on all Humber College or international student related videos that I post. All right, to my existing subscribers, I love you guys. Thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate it. All right, so this is a very popular question. You know why? Because I even had that question myself when I was gonna come to Humber. So I know that a lot of people might have that question because they want to know that, hey, can I still work? Can I work and still be able to pay my rent if I live on my own? Can I pay my tuition fees from the money that I work as an international student? Well, ask no further because I have all the answers for you guys today. First of all, I want to say Canada is a very expensive country. It's very expensive. Everything that you have, everything that you get is what you have to work for. You won't find anybody just randomly meeting you on the street and giving you $1,000 and say, hey, I just feel to give you $1,000 today. Don't expect that. All right, so you have to work for everything that you want. The second point that I want to make is that as an international student, you're only allowed to work 20 hours per week. While school is in session, you're only able to work 20 hours per week. If it's like summer holidays and you don't have school during the summer, then you're free to work full-time over the summer period. So that's a good advantage, but it's for students who have summer off and maybe like reading week and some short breaks that you get between school, then you're able to work full-time. But once you're going to school, you're only able to work 20 hours per week, just 20 hours. And you have to make sure that you abide by the rule because, hey, you don't want in the future that same thing will bite you in the back. The reason why they only allow you to work 20 hours per week while school is in session is because, remember, you're coming to study. You're not coming to work. Your main priority is school. So if you spend 40 hours or more per week going to work, you won't have the time to go to school and concentrate on your assignments, concentrate on all the things that you have to do, right? So that's the reason why they say, you know what, 20 hours per week, that's the only thing that you can do. So remember, studying is your main priority, so that's what you have to put all your focus on and not work. So that's why I believe that they go ahead and give us just 20 hours to work as international students. Another thing about that 20 hours, like when you're working as an international student, you just came into the country, you don't really know anywhere like that. So most of the jobs that international student might get is just like regular minimum wage jobs, like if you're gonna be a cashier or you're gonna be working in fast food restaurants like maybe McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, places like that. Those are the type of jobs that most international students will get. And those jobs, most of the time, they pay you minimum wage because when you're new, most of the times they want to just give you the minimum wage. And in Ontario, the minimum wage is, I think, $14.25. If you're gonna live in a different province, it might be different because each province has a different minimum wage amount. If you're working minimum wage at $14.25 and you're only allowed to work 20 hours per week, for the month, if I'm doing the math correctly, you're gonna be earning like 1,100 and change. So it's gonna be around $1,140. and that is before taxes. So when they take taxes out of that, it's gonna reduce. So you have to bear that in mind. All right, of course you could get higher paying jobs. It depends on the type of job that you want to go. So you could get more money for your pay, maybe like $15, $16, but you're not gonna but don't expect to get a professional job, because then they're going to want to see your qualifications that you have for that particular job, right? But I'm just giving it as minimum wage because most of the time they're going to be paying you minimum wage most of the time. But you're not limited to that. You can always get another job with higher paying job. You can always see what your options are, and then you work with whatever is best for you. If you're going to be living on your own, if you're going to be paying rent, the rent in Canada is very expensive. For most of the times, if you're gonna rent like for students, so most of the times what I realize that students do is they try to get the houses that are close to their campus. Depending on which school you're going, there's normally like some houses in the area that they just rent them out to students. Because I have quite a couple of friends that are doing that, and they pay like maybe around $500 or $600 per month. And I'm telling you, that's the least that you can get as rent. You don't normally even find rent for $500. So just budget yourself like $500 or more is gonna be the rent that you're gonna pay. That's if you're gonna live alone, right? So if you're gonna be paying $500 per month for rent, and you're just earning $1,140 per month for your salary, right? Think about that. Then you have to think about transportation. It depends on how far you live from your school. So if you live not too far, so you just take one bus to school and one bus home, then on the bus you pay like $3.20 on the bus. So if you're going to take 2 buses per day, that's going to be $6.40 per day. If you're going to school 5 days a week, that's going to be around $128 that you will spend for the whole month on the bus. So you got rent for $500 for the month. You have transportation for $128 for the month. All right, you're following? Then another important thing is food. If you're living alone, then you have to think about how are you going to get food, right? Food is expensive. Like, as I said, Canada is expensive. Everything is expensive here. Food is expensive, clothes is expensive, rent is expensive, everything is expensive. Your school fee is expensive. So just prepare to come to spend. Or don't come expecting that everything is going to be cheap. Because for me, that thing got me, because I was coming from a country where everything was cheap, you know. So I came with that mentality. But when I realized that I'm gonna pay for one blouse like this, I have to pay $30 for it. I'm like, bruh, I'm not paying for that. $30 for that. But you know, as soon as you stay here, then you get used to everything. So anyway, back to the main topic. So you have to think about food. Food is expensive, so you have to bear that in mind. Maybe for the month, for the supermarket, depending if you're gonna be cooking or you're gonna be buying fast food, maybe you spend around $250 to $300 per month on food, depending on how you eat or your eating habits. So remember, we're working with a salary of $1,140 before taxes. We have $500 from that for rent. We have $300 for food. We have $128 for transportation, and then maybe another $100 for like other miscellaneous stuff that you have. So what does that leave you with for the month? You don't have anything left. And you have to think about tuition. The tuition fee will be due in a couple of months. So the answer to your question, if you can work as an international student and still pay your fees, in my opinion, I don't believe it can. It can work, and it depends on the person. It depends on your ways. It depends on your habit. It depends on what you can tolerate. But for me, I don't think that I would be able to work and pay for my fees. And also, you know what happened in my time? COVID started. So imagine if I didn't have any money at all to pay for my fees and everything, like, and COVID just hit. You would be left stranded, because at that time there was no places open. There were no places open. I wasn't working for months. So imagine. So that's why when you're coming to Canada, they always advise you that make sure that you have at least your school fee, because really working as an international student, the 20 hours, they just give you that for you to have some money in your pocket, to be honest, because $1,140 in Canada, that's nothing. That's money that will just blow up like in 2 days. You don't even see it again. So it's not even a lot, $1,140. And if you're thinking about working that, taking school fees out of it, taking rent out of it, and all of that, how it might work is that maybe if you have a family member, maybe your parents live in Canada, or maybe you have close family members, you could stay with your family. Now, when you stay with your family, all those bills are not going to be piling up on you alone. At least you can split the rent, or you can split the food money, you can split internet money and stuff like that, right? So you have to bear those things in mind. So I would suggest that if you're coming to Canada as an international student, make sure that you at least have someone to stay with. At least if you have someone to stay with now, then that burden of paying rent won't be on you, for the whole time. So I think that it's best if you can stay with somebody. Then if you don't have anyone to stay with and that's it, at least have your tuition fee. At least have the first year of your tuition fee up front, so then you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, where am I going to get the money to do this, where am I going to get the money to do that. So based on the scenarios that I gave, then you'll be able to validate yourself and see if that can work for you or if it cannot work for you. For the international students program, it wasn't really designed for you to have a lot of money working, because they only give you 20 hours. It wasn't designed for you to work and pay fees. So that amount of money that you would work for the 20 hours, that's just for for your personal stuff, transportation and stuff like that. It's not necessarily to pay your school fee. So I'm saying that whenever you're coming, make sure at least you have some money. Don't come empty-handed, because nobody's gonna go ahead and hand down anything to you and say, oh, here is $15,000, pay your school fee with it. Nah, you're not gonna get that. So I hope this video shed some light on any concern that you might have. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. You can send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is Nayoka. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.